Good morning friends and welcome to the pre-market view. We've seen some kind of profit booking taking place in the US markets on Friday, and both Dow and the Nasdaq were down. Dow was down almost about 0.17% and Nasdaq was down almost about 1%. There are concerns on account of the tensions building up between US and Russia over the Crimea issue, and there are talks of the additional sanctions being imposed by US on Russia, which also has led to some kind of an uncertainty in the global markets. And European markets were up anywhere from 0.16% to almost about 0.5%. And when we look at the Asian markets today morning, Nikkei is up almost about 1.8%. Even Hang Seng is up almost about 1%. And China, where the PMI data came out and they were slightly weaker than market expectations at about 48.1. However, the market is not reacting negatively to those data, and it's up about 0.21%. SGX Nifty, when we look at it today morning, it is showing that we are going to open up around 30 points higher. In terms of flows on Friday, friends, because of that big deal that happened on Axis Bank, we have seen almost about 4,500 crore kind of a net buying by the FIs in the cash markets. The figures of the domestic institutions are not very clear, so no point talking about that. Overall, the feel of the market is positive, and the focus will shift to the expiry, which is coming up on Thursday, and we shall try and figure out which are the stocks where we can really focus on to play for the expiry move from our F&O desk. On that note, let me invite Sadhana to take us through important F&O cues and ideas that we can have from the F&O side.
Good morning friends, let's have a view on derivatives. On Friday's session, we have seen that markets continue to trade on a weak note, and on Saturday on special trading session, market continued to trade on a flat note. And we have seen that Nifty futures closed at 6512 levels with a marginal gain of 0.15%. If we combine the data of Friday and Saturday, we have seen that long positions were built up by market participants, as around 12.74 lakh shares were added in open interest, and cost of carry also increased by approximately 4%. On the PCR front, it has decreased marginally from 1.05 to 1.03. And we have seen that as of now, 6,400 put option stands with highest number of shares in open interest. We can see more than 67 lakh shares are available in 6,400 put option. And we have seen that unwinding activity taking place in 6,500 and 6,600 put option. On call strike, if we talk about 6,600 as of now stands with highest number of shares in open interest, we have seen that around 66 lakh shares are there in open interest. Our intraday support would be 6,500, resistance would be 6,580, and Singapore Nifty is up by 32 points, it's quoting at 6,542 levels. And there is one security in bank period today, that is L&D Finance. And on Friday's session, if we talk about FIs activity, they were net sellers of more than 783 crores in future and option segment. Overall, the bias for the market is negative as we are trading below our weekly VWAP of 6525. Our lower range would be 6420, so this may act as a strong support for the market. That's it from derivatives. Thank you.
Here are the important news and events that we are tracking today. First of all, the actionable ideas, friends. We are positive on Reliance as the company has made changes in the gas supply contracts that could jack up its KG-D6 gas price by almost more than 10%. At about $8.3 per MMBTU, and also this is likely to be effective from next month. And also the company has decided or proposed to have a new method for charging the natural gas prices on a gross calorific value or GCV, as against the current practice of billing about 4.25 per MMBTU. So because of these changes in pricing of the natural gas, there could be some kind of an increase in the realization for Reliance Industries. So one can go long there with a stop loss of 870 rupees and a target of about 915 to about 932. Ipca Laboratories, we've seen some positive notes coming out from the global research brokerages, and this is also one of our top mid-cap idea, which is based on improving the outlook for the Ipca's business ramping up in the anti-malarial drugs. And the increased capacity for the US market should drive more than 20% annual revenue growth for 2016. So one can go long on Ipca with a stop loss of 843 and a target of about 886 to about 902. Here is a list of stocks with positive and negative bias. So the stocks with positive bias will be Maruti, Lupin, Coal India, ACC and Cipla, and stocks with negative bias are Hindalco, ONGC and Bharti. Coming to the other news and updates, the RBI has removed the Federal Bank from the banned list, and the restrictions placed on the purchase of the shares have been withdrawn by increasing the FI limit in the bank to 74%. However, the stock on Friday had already run up, so we think that this news has to a great extent been priced in. Some negative news for Asian Paints, as the workers at its Chennai plant have gone on hunger strike since Friday. The move follows a 3-month general strike since December 2013, demanding the bonus for 2012-13. However, the production is continuing in the facility, though at a lower pace, so this is not a stock where there could be a big reaction, but there's a bit of a negative news in the stock. In other important news, the government regulator has paved the way for field trials of GM food crops including wheat, rice and maize. So some trials have been permitted for more category of crops, which is positive for companies like Monsanto in particular. And the Trent Tesco 50/50 JV, which is signed by Tesco in December, has received the FIPB approval. So this is definitely a positive news for Trent. Now coming to the fundamental update, friends, Bharat Electronics, we have upgraded the stock to buy, as this is going to be a seasonally strong period for Bharat Electronics, and it is currently quoting at about substantial discount to its average historic price earning ratio, and the revenues in Q4 tends to announce a healthy dividend, and so that would also make it an attractive entry point for somebody who wants to play for a shorter term move. We are expecting the company to report 12% growth in the revenues for Q4, so there could be some positive bias on Bharat Electronics. And that's it from all of us, friends. Have a great trading session and see you tomorrow at the same time.